Hello and welcome, I'm Dr. Left Hand Thread, and I've been repairing this particular model of Dewalt SDS Rotary hammer for a couple of years now. It's a DCH273. So in this repair course I'm going to go step by step, episode by episode, showing you how to dismantle it, how to troubleshoot, how to find out what's wrong with it, and how to do a lot of the repairs yourself without any particular repair skill or ability, without spending much money at all. So sit back, relax. This is the Dewalt DCH273 repair course. Episode 2, chuck and side switch removal. In this episode I'm going to show you how to remove these two parts of this SDS rotary hammer, because you can't take it apart otherwise without removing them, and both parts can experience issues as mentioned in the previous video. Before I do that, I'm going to just slacken this here handle, just lefty loosey. I'll throw this in as a bonus, removing the handle, but I think everybody will know how to do that anyway. Let's just slide over that, and we'll deal with that later. First of all, I'm going to start with the easier part, and that would be this. What you need to remove this is a T20 Torx. T20, see that? And like a small screwdriver like that. Flat in. There's a little slot. You can take that out like that. And you remove that. And I usually keep a receptacle. I use pot noodle tubs to hold everything. You don't have to use pot noodle tubs, but you know, it's nice to have something to throw everything into so you don't lose it all. That's a good tip. And once you have that lid off, you have to remove this spring. Now this spring's a tricky one. You pry it up from that side and then it goes into there. That's what I was lucky that jumped onto my magnetic dish. As you see, there's a little slot there, a little peg that slides onto, and then it pushes down. That's how it stays in. So when you are prying up from that side, keep your hand over it so it doesn't fly off into the distance like that one did, though I was lucky. But I have a bad track record with springs. Everybody would know that watches my channel, especially the Sunday night live streams. This here, it's just an ordinary T20 screw, and every screw in this drill is T20. This screw is slightly different than all the ones that hold the body together and all the ones that hold the inner casing together. It's got the same head, the same screwdriver takes it off, but it's a different kind of screw. And once you have that slackened, you can take that off. I'm going to show you this screw just to show you what I'm talking about. That's not a body screw, that screws into this metal part. That's an ordinary threaded screw. So you don't lose that, and don't screw that in the wrong place, because none of these other screws are suitable for that. And yeah, and I want to show you the bit that can break in this plastic. This bit that sticks up, I'm going to show it to you here, and this bit can break off. If that breaks off, you need a new one. What that does is that the spring forces that back, and it holds onto these here, those three slots or four slots there. It holds on there and holds a position, holds her in the mode where it's drill mode or hammer drill mode or chisel. So that's what can go wrong with that. So I'll put that into that tub again. That's the side switch, and that's all there is to taking that off. Your next step before you go any further is the chuck. And to remove the chuck, there's just a rubber thing that's in here at the top of the chuck, and it's just a matter of pulling that out. Sometimes you can pull it out by hand, sometimes you need to pry it with a screwdriver like I have. That's that part of the chuck. And I'll try and get a good shot in this. It's always difficult to film this. I always find it difficult. But there's a little ring in there, and you pry that up. This boy's done something right with this chuck, because to keep your chuck in good order, the best thing you can do is put a little bit of grease on it. And getting under that with the screwdriver. You have to pry it up out of the recess and then pry it up over the top. You see that part? This guy's applied a lot of grease to this, and that's a good job. Makes the job messy, but it helps the chuck work properly. Because these chucks can get very dried out due to the dry environment that they work on. Throwing concrete all day long, that can get all dried out, and the chuck can get sticky. If it does get sticky, you can remove it by this method and take it apart and blow it out and put a bit of grease on it. This is not needed. This chuck's in good order. The next part, it's a little ball. You see the ball in there? I'm just going to show it to you as well as I can. Do you see that ball? It's under load with a spring there. There's another spring, my favourite. I decided to give you a more close-up shot of this. This ball's under load with that spring, and you get that ball out. And again, try not to lose it. That's the ball. And then there's a washer that's under load with the spring, and once you release the ball, that releases the spring. There's the washer there, and there's the spring. And I nearly always have to remind myself the way the spring goes on. There's a small end and a big end with wider end. The wider end goes out this way, the smaller end goes to the inside, and that does matter when you're putting it back together. That's the parts of the chuck successfully removed. You can see, and the side switch is gone too. So these are the parts that we've took off. You know. And I want to talk about this part. This is the cover. We took it off first. And again, if you don't use much grease, this boy's been very good. If you don't use much grease, there's a ring there that holds the ball and the mechanism towards the butt, holds the butt in place, slots it into place. It helps hold the butt on. And if it's worn, the butt will fall out, and you can get this part here to buy new, and I'm going to show you it, and I'm going to show you the part number here. So here's a brand new one. That's the part number, N774198. That's a brand new one. I keep these on hand because they can get worn, and sometimes that's all you need. You can see better than this one because this one's clean, it's new. That metal ring there, it's a plastic housing, but there's a metal ring sits on there, and that can get worn. Once that gets worn, the butt can slip out of place. The part number again, if that's the problem you have. So one of the parts all in front of me, I'm just going to put them into a bag like this here. I have a nice little bag, a nice little container of their own, because they're messy and they will mess up the other parts. It'll make the drill messier when I reassemble. If I throw that in all the other parts, I'll put that separately. The chuck's on its own, all the chuck parts are on its own. So that was episode 2. We'll move on to episode 3 soon, and that'll be a larger part of the teardown. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and check out the channel for all the other videos.